Hello, 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 and welcome to Meeting Your Mentors. This is episode 2. I'm Jonty, and this is my new co host, Xavier Patterson. Just
Hello,
introduce
hello.
yourself. Just introduce yourself a little bit.
See now, I'm that one guy in the hall. I'm like one of the coolest core mentors around. This is factual, proven by anyone, anyone and everyone. Minardi can back this up. What's it called? I am the coolest. What's it called? I have the iconic pick in the hair. What else? I am the funniest, and I have the looks for a podcast. And, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. So,
Mm-hmm. He
that's
is
about it,
definitely the
really.
face of any podcast anywhere.
100%. Not the voice,
Mm-hmm.
the face.
No, definitely the voice and the face. So, we were just talking about university since we're both going to be going there eventually.
Didn't
Have you
know.
applied? Have you started applying?
I haven't necessarily applied yet because I was still doing research for my university since because of the busy week and like my own personal life, I haven't really gotten to be able to sit down and just like, all right, plan out how I want to go forward with applications. I just before this, I attended a Zoom call or a Zoom meeting with Ryerson, and they basically walked us through like a short brief tour of the whole school, not necessarily focusing on one select program. And I'm gonna be honest, it was a really, really, really cool tour. And,
Okay.
and they got what's it called? I'm gonna lose my mind. But they got 62 programs, most of which have a broad options for studying. So, but unfortunately, due to COVID, that's not possible, right?
Yeah.
But the interaction is still there through online meetings, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Their campus is massive. It's also dead center in Toronto. So not regardless, depending on not depending, you could be in literally any field, and you'll have an abundance of resources available to you. If you're
Yeah.
in what's it called, sports media, there are various what's the word I'm looking for?
Options?
There are various options for you. So you can go to the business district, you can go to the media district, or for science students, there are just various districts for whatever subject you're studying for. And speaking of science, they just not installed, but they have a new building for science students. For what's it called? They have new labs for across 8 floors, and it's just like a whole bunch of
Wait,
resources for
they
yep,
added
a
new
whole bunch.
labs and new things for science students?
Yep.
Bro, I need to get
Um,
in. I need to get in now.
That's what I'm
It's an
saying,
obligation.
bro.
I have to get in.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's just a really bountiful school, and they have similar to our own school. They have a bunch of social justice groups. Both so obviously the usual I'm not saying Black Lives Matter. That's not what it's called, but that's what I'm going to refer to it as the Black Lives Matter social justice group. Indigenous people, um, as they like to call it, they call it Rye Pride.
Hmm.
In regards to the LGBTQ plus, and honestly, it was just a really good, it was a really cool school, and I can't that's definitely my number one choice as it just
Oh yeah,
hits everything
definitely.
in like my ideal school community. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I'm going into the Phil, so the big campus plays a big part for me, or it plays a big benefit because
Yeah,
I have a lot of room to play around with,
and
as well as the admission, not the admission, the actual like enrollment size is really really big, so it'll be cool to like interact with nearly almost 100 students
oh yeah, so
and
you're good.
just doing what I like, right? Yeah, exactly.
Also, it being in Toronto is perfect for a film student since Toronto's like one of the best cities to film anything in. There's so many different places, and you could be basically anywhere while still being within the city.
Metal Jungle, my guy, is
Legit,
amazing. Like
it's
I
amazing.
can just imagine the film. Like I can't imagine.
Oh
Like
boy.
let me say right now, when I create my first anime movie, which I know which I know us select teachers will be like shocked and surprised. They'll be the first ones to buy tickets to.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. Oh yeah, Ryerson is also a school that hosts film festivals
Oh yeah,
in
it
downtown Toronto.
does. It does.
So
That's true.
it works out for me because I get to not advertise. Well, I guess advertise. I get to flex my anime movies
Yeah.
on top of being able to make connections with various
Big time
directors,
producers.
screenwriters, exactly, etc., etc.
True.
From like I don't know year one to my last year, and it'll be easy. It'll be easier for me to get a job
Yeah.
if I decide to stick to it, which I'm pretty sure I want to stick to it. Like this is the closest I get to making anime, so it'll be
Yeah.
really really
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, I
Yeah.
applied for the architecture science program there. I'm pretty happy about it. Kind of worried a little bit because I don't know how they're going to feel about my previous year's marks. Although, brought it up really high this year, so maybe they're just like, yeah, we'll let it slide. We'll just take
Well,
them in.
well, so, actually, they'll look at your. So I was just informed because I was having like a similar heart attack too. So as of right now, like have uh as long as you have the grade of the courses that you need, or your prerequisite courses,
Mhm.
what's it called, predetermined for you,
Yeah.
applying isn't an issue.
Oh, thank God.
So like, yeah, because I was like panicking. I'm like, okay, wait, I need the only course I need is English, and my average seems to be 73. I'm blowing that average out of the water right now, and I
Oh
will
yeah.
continue to do so.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I need English, or else I can't. I need to get it together, but I don't have English. I just low rolled this year, but thankfully I don't have to. I can, as long as it's predetermined. Um, I'm I'm good to go. But the
Yeah.
goal is to have everything up, or have everything together, my portfolio together by February 1st, which is the like guaranteed registration, or not guaranteed review deadline,
Okay.
aka that aka it'll like go little. If you apply before that date, then it's a guarantee that they'll look over your
Okay.
transcripts,
Yeah, yeah, that's
and
good.
it's
That's
just
good.
yeah, that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, cuz English hit me hard last year. I was not good at it.
Listen,
But
just
this year,
speak.
listen,
Just
listen,
speak
listen,
English.
listen, listen,
It's
listen.
not that hard.
It's not as hard. It's not as easy as just speaking it. All right. All right.
Just write
But
what you
listen,
speak.
listen, listen. I did much better this year, so I'm all right. I'm right. Right.
You
I'm
love it.
okay.
You
Okay.
love it.
And everything else, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. All right. Easy.
All right. All right. All right.
Yeah. So that's something. That's very interesting.
For other universities,
Rona's kind of gonna. What?
I was gonna say for other universities, thankfully, other universities still have resources available to students, because I believe most of the universities went through their whole tour process
Mm-hmm.
this week and then last week. But I also heard that they save the recordings of these sessions, or of these tours, and they'll be accessible on the university websites for anyone
That's
who is worried
very
about it.
good because I still need to create a portfolio for my program as well.
So that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. Anyways, I've been also applying to the like University of Toronto and Carleton, which is down in Ottawa. I hope I like as much as I respect the school, I hope I don't get Carleton because I don't really want to move 4 hours away.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's gonna be a
Far.
pain.
Yeah, I think my farthest university. I think it's Brock. I think it's
Mm.
Brock University. But yeah, everything else is like train distance away.
Yeah.
Whereas Brock, that's where I have to consider a residential
Yeah.
option. And I don't got the resources to print money,
Mhm.
so I'd like to get into Ryerson. That's the
Listen,
goal. If not, then I'm gonna have to figure out a way to print money some way somehow.
as much as we joke about you being the richest guy we know, I can believe that it's expensive to get
Why?
residency.
Why did they take
Listen,
like, I get it. They take our money. We just give them our application. It's like, here, take look at how smart I am, or how not smart I am. They're like, all right, cough of $50. Huh?
exactly.
That's not even a guarantee if I get in. Hello.
Hey. You want to see how smart I am? Yeah, yeah. Here's a little bribe that so you can actually see how good I am.
Bro,
Like,
you gotta relax.
$150 though. That was crazy. And then U of T, they made me pay another 45 for like a sub admission thing.
Sub admission.
So it
What sub
was
is?
195. It was hefty.
Okay, so here's my admission. Here's my actual report card, and the sub admission. This is my
Yes.
bribe to
This
go
is
with
my
the report.
bribe to go with it. And you know
I
what's
gotta.
funny? I got the message back from them first.
That is incredibly painful.
Yes. Money makes the world go round, truly. Speaking of money, let's talk about someone with a lot of money. Doug Ford. What's he doing?
Bro, so from what I heard, I don't not much has been going on as of late, but well, not as of late, but nothing in regards to him, but he will have an announcement, either I believe it's later tonight or this afternoon, so tonight,
Hmm.
or within the next coming days. We'll have more information on how we proceed with COVID. because there has been a rise in cases, and somehow
Oh,
I am
yeah.
very ashamed to say this, but how did we, Brampton, we are like, in comparison to Toronto, which is like the staple of Canada, pretty big city, right? We hit more, from what I know, we hit more cases than them.
Yeah.
And I'm here like, how?
I don't know
How
how
did we do
I
that?
don't know how we dropped the ball that hard.
How do we do? We're not America. We're better than this, guys. Come on.
I know.
Wear your masks. Sanitize your hands. Social distance.
I mean, I'm confused as to when it happened because it's only been like 2-3 months since we got like fully opened up again.
Yeah, I don't know, cause like from what I know, when the quad first started, I'd like to think it was pretty smooth. Sure, we had a couple cases, but in regards, I feel like we were the outliers in that sense, since every other school they weren't getting as much,
Yeah.
if not any at all, right? So I didn't feel too. I wasn't like, oh my god, guys, we're the worst. We're the worst school ever. Because we're not. We're actually. I feel like we're taking
We
the
did
necessary
all right,
precautions.
yeah.
Yeah,
We've definitely been handling whenever we get new cases, we've been handling it quickly enough so that no one else has a chance to either catch it or be spread with like
yeah.
it gets spread to them.
But unfortunately, that I guess it just got worse outside of our school, whether it be to which I don't want to think it's like our own our own student body participating in poor action,
Yeah.
but it's just shocking that not only did we surpass Toronto in COVID cases, but we are now in consideration as of right now, since Duckworth hasn't made an announcement. Like it's not out of the ballpark to consider going into a sequel March break. Like
Mhm.
that in and of itself was so painful. I could not
Oh
handle
my
the level of
goodness, yeah.
stress. Like obviously I don't know. I don't think they're gonna let us do it like
They're
this
not
March
going to do
break.
it again. No, no,
But
no.
the whole idea of our marks can't go down. Well, that was a blessing. I can't do it again. I don't
No,
I
no.
I can, but I don't want to.
Not this
That
year. No, it's very this year's very vital. I can't take another 4 or 5 week complete break.
Yeah. I mean, like on the good side, on the plus side, our Christmas break is extended, and as
Oh,
a
that's been
Christmas baby,
confirmed?
yes, it's confirmed.
Oh,
I
okay,
believe we
okay.
get a week extension.
Oh, okay.
And as a Christmas baby, I'm all well, not literally, like, I'm just really hyped about Christmas.
Mhm.
I am, I am ecstatic. Oh my god, I love Christmas, and the fact that I always thought that 2 weeks was really really short, and I'm like, this isn't enough time for me to enjoy all the gifts, not, and
Just
when I say
have to
gifts, not the
fully
gifts under
take it
my
all in.
tree, not the gifts, not the monetary stuff. I mean, like the gift of family,
Mhm.
friends, like, the idea of gathering together,
Yeah.
spending that family time. And then after that one dinner, then they never see me again. And then we are unemployed
Yep.
for like the next 2 weeks, and then school starts. I'm like, ugh. But
Mhm.
then, like, we're not actually going anywhere,
Yeah,
or more often than
that's
not going
true.
anywhere. So I could. I'm not saying that I would be playing on my PS5 during class. However,
Patterson, I don't want to hear it
how,
about this
however,
PS5.
however, if my homework is done, I should not my homework. It just since Christmas, just ended, it gives me more incentive to get the work done on time. If not on time, if not earlier, you know what I mean? So I have more time to enjoy the blessings that my family
Yeah, the
and
true
family has
blessings.
given me.
Yeah.
The true
Yeah.
blessing of a PS5 that isn't bought for $1,000.
I hate you.
Listen, listen. It's okay. I'll send
It's yeah.
pictures for you. I'll
Okay.
send
All right.
pictures.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
send
yeah, yeah,
pictures.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Those nice photos. Yeah, yeah. That haptic feedback. Speaking of the PS5 scalpers, how you feel about them?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. That was. Yeah, I find it pretty funny that there are people who's like they like. I first of all, don't even get. I'm so upset. I'm so mad at the fact that when they announced the date for pre-orders, I go on to pre-order, right, and
Gone.
12
No
12
pre-orders.
1201 1202 gone.
No
Literally
pre-orders.
nothing. And I'm scrolling through social media, and everyone's saying how just pre-ordered my 5 PS5s, yes sir. I was
Yeah.
like, hello, who do you
Bro,
need 5 PS5s for?
Walmart was doing an all online like release of the PS5. Literally milliseconds after it went live, they were sold out because so many scalpers made bots to just auto buy thousands of them. It was so painful to hear. They were
Like,
not
don't get me
prepared.
wrong. I know, right? I'm just like, come on, like I get it, next gen console, Sony, really big company. The PS4 was a really big success, and it's just like it just has every. If you're not really, I mean, in my opinion, if you're not a Nintendo fan,
You
then
either use
you're
PlayStation.
getting you're getting a
Yeah.
PlayStation. Xbox, I'm so sorry, you got Halo.
Xbox is good, but it just hasn't been as good.
Yeah, it doesn't. You guys aren't getting your exclusives aren't enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got Halo and insert
Gears of War.
Forza, Gears of War, Forza number I don't know, Forza a new car. We get a new car every year, a new truck, new car truck simulator. I believe there's this new I think it's called Drift, where you
Yeah,
can
they do
now
have
play
drift.
as play you can now play in a plane.
Yeah.
So while y'all are having that, I'm gonna be over here playing God of War, Godfall,
Miles Morales.
Spider-Man,
Oh
Miles
my
Morales.
goodness.
Like I
That
get to
game
play
looks
as
so good.
myself. Xbox could never.
The
Xbox
game looks
could
so good.
But anyways, back to the scalping. I don't like. I find it that like even I don't like it at all because the people are just like, but it's so evil. I don't like it.
I
People
know.
are just like pre-order. Not only did they bought to get early, well not early, but like the best chances to get a PlayStation, just like literally hogging it
Milliseconds.
from everyone else. They're
Milliseconds.
taking them and then they're selling it for almost double the price.
I know.
Literally, I think when I say like an hour before class started or our 1:30 class, I saw an ad for somebody selling their PS5 for I think it was like $1,100.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
goodness.
huh? And then it's like, you know, I'm not a bad person, but like I think I'm a bad person for laughing at this. I was watching a TikTok about it was about a guy like dressing up in the meme was like black. He put on black Air Forces,
Yeah,
pulling
yeah,
up to a Best
yeah.
Buy parking lot. Sees little Timmy with a PS5. Hey yo, little Timmy, what you got there? And just like I felt really bad. The whole premise of
Listen,
the whole like premise.
as much as stealing is bad, sometimes when it comes to like thinking about it, you have to think these people are literally stealing happiness from thousands and thousands of kids every time they do this. So I think it's justified.
Huh?
Ethically, ethically bashing these people for doing it is justified.
Yeah,
Not stealing,
yeah,
not
that's
stealing.
fine.
No. We do not promote stealing here. This is a
No,
wholesome
that's
show.
However, bashing scalpers.
Bashing scalpers online and calling them pieces of garbage, completely justified.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that. I don't like them at all. However, comma, this Christmas I'm praying that I get one. Santa's gonna come in clutch. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Santa. People are always saying, Xavier, you're 17 years old. Why do you still believe in Santa? I don't know, cause he's
He's
real. I don't know what to
magical.
tell you.
What do you mean? He's magical.
He's magic. Exactly. He's magical. I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm getting my PS5. That's
Exactly.
that.
I mean, I'm not getting no PS5, and I'm gonna be happy with it, cause ain't nobody dropping 1,500 on a console that costs 600. No, sir. But that is what it is.
I'll send you selfies.
Yeah. The thing is, I saw someone actually trying to sell one of them for 20 grand.
I know they're already. I guarantee you, there are more than a handful of people actually considering, if not already bidding on that.
I know.
Guarantee
It's
you.
insane. Like, it was on eBay, 20 grand. Why? How much? Like, I bet it was probably a bid where, like, it started off like 2 grand and it just got up to 20 grand. But the fact that that many people were willing to spend that much money on a PlayStation 5 is insane.
It's so wild, bro.
I know, man. It's crazy the amount of hype that's behind these machines.
Listen, they're pretty cool machines.
I know. The design is crispy.
I have one of my favorite designs, like one of my favorite memes of the design is like Seto Kaiba, and he just put his head on top of it, and like the PS5.
Yeah.
I just I love that so much.
I saw that. It was funny. It was very funny.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. What else is there? What else is going on in the world?
So I think so. Remember, this happened the other day. I know this happened really early morning, so it's not as fresh. But from what I know, there was a student at our school
Oh,
who
okay.
decided to call out our colored brothers and sisters. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't too excited to wake up to that. Like I was just like, well, the funny thing is, obviously this wasn't funny at all. But why would the student think to himself, let me post a video.
I mean, publicly saying such a heinous word.
Exactly, just like, and this is right after we had a speech. We had our prime minister,
Yeah.
Nana Prempe. Great man, great man.
Yeah, he did a great
Talk
job.
about talk about how, as a school community, we need to come together and act against the injustices towards the black community, both outside and inside our school, as the treatment and as the treatment they get around the world, most notably in America, is just unacceptable.
Yeah.
And we know that there are students, at some point, including myself, where it just didn't feel safe. It did not feel like a good place. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
so I
can't, I
felt,
can't really understand that fully, but I can kind of make an idea in my head.
yeah, empathize what it's like to be, what's it called,
Yeah.
to be deemed lower
Yeah,
than everyone
racialized.
else. Exactly. Like that isn't something that should have happened, but 2020, we don't do that anymore. And the student decided, like, we're not about that.
Mhm.
But despite what he said, because I don't feel like giving them any more light than they deserve, they've already been dealt with. Um, I really feel like, especially now, when apparently people are developing a really big ego. They're at home, they're online, nobody can actually see them. That they can say whatever they want. And personally, I don't like that ideology at all. I feel like as of right now, it's it's even more of a precedent to advocate for BLM, the LGBTQ plus community, the indigenous people, because as times are right now, I feel like mental health is deteriorating rapidly,
Mhm. Yeah.
more so than when we were in school. So we're stuck on our own heads because we're not able to see our friends very often, and that's like our escape. That like it brings us happiness, right?
Yeah.
So when we're just kind of stuck at home, doing our thing after school, we can't really. There isn't much that we can do, because I know a lot of people after the first quad, because we racked up a lot. We racked up, not a lot, but we racked up cases. They'd
Mhm.
switch because they switch for like just a guaranteed security that they don't catch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I fear that students in those select, whether they're, what's it called, they're part of, what's it called, whether they're of African descent, LGBTQ plus, indigenous, whoever they may identify as. I feel as though that we need to not necessarily cater to, but we need to be more careful, and we need to treat them with more. I don't know. We need to care for them more, because their mental health. I can say, for me, at one point, I entered like a state of depression for like the first March break period. Just going through the motions, especially what happened in America. I just at one point I just genuinely felt like it did not feel, and it's kind of hard to say, but it's like it kind of hard and sad to say, but I didn't feel safe
It didn't
in my
seem
own mind.
real. It didn't seem real how
Exactly. Like this is
crazy it
this is the
was.
stuff that you only see in the movies.
Yeah, like something you'd imagine someone wrote down in a book, not something that actually happens or actually
Exactly.
happened.
And then it actually happened with George Floyd,
I know.
Breonna Taylor, and it's just like I genuinely felt afraid. I felt afraid for myself, for my future, for my family members, because there's still I have many family members who are just being brought into this world, and I just, when I become an adult, which is like a couple years away, and enter the real world, it didn't I didn't feel safe even in my own country to
Mhm.
step outside. But thanks to the help of my friends, Core, Minardi, the black what's it called? The constant
Black
support
History
from our
The
school.
Black
Yeah,
History Committee?
yeah, Black History Committee. The constant support from my friends, our school. I felt like I was able to like bring myself out of that, and I feel like a bunch of, not a bunch, but wrong word. A lot of our other students, or a lot of the student body, needs that to
Mhm.
stay on the right path, and I feel like, uh, not to get into American politics too much, but with the rise of Joe Biden and the fall of Donald Trump, greatest decision ever made ever.
Okay.
Um, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's a step in the right direction to, as a visual metaphor, that the world can get better,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that I'm looking forward to how that ripples into our own community.
Yeah. I really feel we need to start educating younger children about this more though, because
100%.
realistically, this whole situation that occurred it was through ignorance, of course.
Hmm.
Like, of course, we don't know who this person really is around their friends, who they really are. But
Yeah.
from what they showed, it lets you see how ignorance can take over somebody and they don't make smart decisions based off of what they know. And then all this exposure to all these different things on the internet, it's probably the reason why they felt comfortable doing what they did.
Yeah, I don't like. I get it. I get it. It's easy to be influenced, especially by the internet when trends are flying around.
Mm-hmm.
But that isn't something you put out on social media. Like the funny thing is, the way it was received, it wasn't even like posted on a story or a post or a public post. It was a snap sent to another student.
Yeah, it was just
I
sent
believe it
privately,
was
I
it
believe.
was a mutual, exactly, right? But this goes to show that you can't put anything on the internet. You're not so your safety, your privacy, it isn't secured when you put yourself out when you make a social media account. You are agreeing to the terms and conditions that whatever you post is accessible to the public eye, and it can be held against whatever you say or do
Yeah,
can be held against you.
just
So
gotta think 4, 5, 6 times before you post it, because
yeah,
the backlash
it's
could be insane.
not a very smart decision.
Yeah.
It could literally ruin your entire future. Like after one thing, because you said one stupid word, because you thought maybe it was a genuine opinion, maybe it was a joke, and a very 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 bad joke. If not, it's not funny at all.
Exactly. Like, even if it was a joke, there was no reason to make that joke. That
Yeah,
joke had no kind of humor behind it.
yeah, and I'm not saying that what they did was right, but if you do have this kind of mindset, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep it to
Like,
yourself. Nobody for the most part, as a general as a what's it called as a general underlying
rule of
statement,
thumb?
rule of thumb, we all believe that everyone deserves to be treated equally.
Yeah. Like,
And even more so those who have been treated as less. And so when you come out and just post it publicly, yo, I don't think that. I don't think like that.
yeah.
It's like you're gonna get backlash
Mm-hmm.
by everyone else. So
Yeah.
you got to be more mindful about what you put on the internet.
Yeah. You definitely have to think about it. Also, equality. Speaking of equality, the whole Johnny Depp issue that happened recently. You know anything
Oh,
about it?
I've heard absolutely nothing. This is news to me.
Okay. So I'm paraphrasing here, but I believe that his ex-wife was abusive towards him, and then of course, went to court to sue for domestic abuse, and apparently he lost the trial, even though he had confidential evidence of her admitting on call that she would abuse him. He still lost the court case.
You know what's funny? In philosophy, we had an assignment to do, and it was one of our first ones. And we were talking about how or they were very we had very controversial topics. And my group, we actually talked about uh, equal rights between genders. And while there wasn't there was obviously the whole the general the belief is that or the goal is that both genders should be treated equally
Mm-hmm.
in regards to whether it be like rape allegations, abusive relationships, um, what's I'm looking for, common courtesy, um,
In every
what
way, shape, or
yeah,
form,
every way, shape,
everyone
or
should
form.
be equal.
Exactly. No woman should get privilege because she's a woman outside of like the obvious like what's it called if they're pregnant
Biological
prematurely.
issues, yeah.
Yeah, outside of biological, um, no, a woman falsely accusing a man of rape shouldn't automatically win the case because she's a woman. Because one of the topics that we actually covered in that assignment was there was a young African American boy who graduated, I think it was high school or university, very
Oh
early
yeah,
on.
I think I know about this.
And it was like a very fortunate um a very fortunate future ahead of him.
Yeah.
And then a girl called him out for I believe it was rape, for a falsely accusing rape. And then the entire internet hit him with like a huge wave of I'm not gonna say every
A
single
hate
comment they
wave.
said,
It
but
was a
yeah,
hate
but like
wave.
it was just a big hate wave. And he denied it all because there was no proof to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because she was a woman, they just kept on bashing him 24/7, and then the kid ended up taking his own life. And
Yeah,
that just goes to show that's just like that's not something that's we can't live like this. Like if and there was literally no proof. It was just like, hey, he raped me,
can't do
and then
anything about it.
exactly, it's just like it's such a cruel world that we live in. And this like for me personally, hearing about this, obviously, if you hear, oh, uh, X brings Y to court, X has solid proof, but Y wins, it just doesn't make any
Yeah,
logical sense,
exactly.
right?
But then you have to
And
take in there's certain privileges, and of course this is a touchy subject, but there are certain privileges in courts that men definitely do not have that women do.
yeah, obviously, I'm not well versed in that realm,
Yeah.
but um I can say that when celebrities are brought to court, usually, not usually, it's very sensitive in the sense that whether it be how much money you put into it or stance or gender stance, right?
Mhm.
Um, it can really just like turn the tides of the entire court just like that.
Yeah. And also the amount of hate this guy was getting, like I don't like if it came out that he was abusive, he was gonna get hate. And since it came out that he was being abused, he's still getting hate. People are talking about why is he getting abused? What was like, is he not a man? Like it's such a fine balancing act that I don't think anyone could do.
I don't think so. Like I gotta give props to celebrities who are not even just the celebrities who just celebrities in general because they have to deal with so much backlash from what's it called I don't know what it's called, but they have to just deal with so much backlash to begin with, whether it be from their haters or upsetting fans, and insensitive topics such as this where it's abusive relationships. They have to be so mentally strong, mentally and emotionally strong, to not dive deep into a hole where, worst comes to worst, we lose them.
Yeah.
And as from since I'm just learning of this, I really hope best wishes out to Johnny Depp, but hopefully things do get resolved soon. But this whole idea of, oh, she's a woman, um, men can't be abused in relationships. They're men. Just man up, lol.
Yeah, I know. It's
Like that's where we're people too.
exactly.
Men can be sensitive. Men can cry. Men can be emotional. We're just as human as you are.
And I feel like
But
there's a lot of hypocrisy right now in today's day and age where we're being told to express our emotions more, but then when we do, we're being told that we're doing too much. It's kind
yeah,
of it's
we're
very
not man. We're
confusing.
not manly enough. You weren't raised a man.
Yeah.
Just like this is not the negative. This is not what we need in 2020.
Exactly.
Okay, this is the year of acceptance. Okay, we're working on it.
Is it really
2021,
though?
we're working on it.
Yeah. Is
We
it
got
really
the
though?
ball
Because
rolling. We
like
got the ball rolling.
if you think about it, over this year, cancel culture has become an insane thing. Like
Well,
you
if you think
can't
about it,
say or do anything without 99% of the internet wanting to throw you down into a pit of fire.
yeah,
Like
you know,
opinions no longer exist. It's not an opinion anymore. It's either you agree with the masses or you're clearly some sort of extreme threat.
I wouldn't say threat, but like you're just deemed as an outcast, and the internet
Yeah.
doesn't want you anymore. I
It's
mean,
it's crazy.
while it is crazy how like you're not wrong, cancel culture has definitely been what's it called, the name of the game for day one. But I see it as an opportunity to change because we obviously know, since we're both cognizant of this, I'm pretty sure a bunch of other people are too, that we cannot keep going on like this. There have been countless cases where people have just their mental health has like literally hit the floor, and this is like just a chain reaction from
Mhm.
person to person. And so I'm still a very strong advocate for change and acceptance. So maybe 2020 wasn't the year, and I get the whole joke of, this is why are we still we're doing blank in 2020? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
But for real, we can do better.
Yeah.
Cancel culture should not. It
Be a
shouldn't be a
thing.
thing.
It
It
shouldn't
shouldn't
be
be
a
a thing.
thing.
It shouldn't have become a thing, and it shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Like blindly
Okay.
hating someone on their opinion shouldn't be a thing. You should be able to have a conversation with someone and try and understand their point of view, or maybe even change their point of view using facts, not just thousands of
Fact,
people canceling them.
facts over feelings. Remember, guys.
I know.
Like, I forgot what I was gonna say, but um, yeah, I agree. I agree. It definitely needs to. We definitely need to switch it up. 2021, new year, new us. Okay.
I sure hope so. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been on TikTok much, but I heard some things going on with the D'Amelio family. I've
Oh boy.
seen snippets of it. I don't really know
I
what's going on.
So they're taking so this actually segues perfectly because we are just talking about equality. Everyone deserves to be treated equally. Um, so long story short, um, I'm not gonna get into the whole nitty gritty because like nobody cares about what the D'Amelio family was doing.
Yeah.
But they were it was recorded. I don't know how the scenario was set up, but they were basically just recording while they were eating, recording a dinner while they were eating, and Charlie was going on about how it'd be crazy if I hit 100 million followers in the same year that I hit 1 million followers. And then that conversation was going back and forth between everyone who was at the table.
Hmm.
And the internet was just like, "Oh my god." Or I know I believe she said, it'd be cool if I hit 100 million before the same year I hit 1 million, from 90 to 100 million, even numbers. And then the entire internet was just bashing her and claiming that she is so privileged. You're like, imagine, like, I remember seeing, I was scrolling through not necessarily comments on the video, but videos in response to it, and it was like, imagine how it'd be crazy if I got another parent this year, evens it out. I was like, guys,
That's
I
not. That's nothing.
that's
What?
that's yeah. I'm just like, guys, okay, you guys need to relax. I get it. As a celebrity, as a very young celebrity, it's very bold to say it'd be crazy if I hit 100 million followers in the same year I hit 1 million. However, from that sentence, obviously it could have been worded better. If just hearing that sentence, it sounds very what's it called? It sounds very cocky. Not cocky, but
I don't know.
she
To
she
me,
she's
it just seems
it,
like she has a goal. Like it's a
yeah,
goal.
exactly. Like having a goal isn't bad. That's literally what pushes all of us forward. Whether it be whether it be meeting our parents' expectations, so that when we become adults, we make them proud.
Yeah.
Or whether it be I gotta impress this girl guy, or I gotta impress this girl guy with this super cool trick I learned that I can do in basketball now,
Or improving your
or
hobbies, like getting
improve
better at
exactly
art, or
getting better art,
becoming a
or
better writer.
finally getting through that entire series of books that you planned on reading,
Yeah.
or getting that portfolio for university together. That's what pushes us forward. And I'm not a Charlie D'Amelio fan. I'm not a fan of the D'Amelio family. Not to say that I don't like them. It's just their
Just a
content is not
bystander.
for
We're
me.
just bystanders.
Exactly. I'm just cruising along the internet as they do their thing. I'm not opposed, but I'm not with.
Yeah.
And so when I see that, I don't see a problem with it. I think it's perfectly fine to set goals for yourself as a celebrity. Let's say even if you hit like the peak of how famous a person can get, setting goals for yourself keeps you motivated, and it can make what you do more fun because you know that there's more out there.
And
And for
I.
Charlie D'Amelio, that was, sorry to cut you off. That
Oh
was
yeah.
hitting 100 million followers in the same year that shit 1 million. That's a very, very, very big milestone
Yeah.
to cover in such a short amount of time. But a goal is still a goal, and we shouldn't be canceled for setting goals, regardless of how high they are. Right?
Yeah. I think some people were feeling kind of offended that she only saw her followers as numbers and not real people. But you gotta think about it. It is basically just a transaction. At the end of the day, the most basic form is a transaction. You give her your follow, and she gives you entertainment through dance or whatever she does. So you don't know her personally. There's no connection there. So I don't think that you have the right to feel offended when she thinks of you as just a number, because that's what you are to her and that's what she is to you. She's just a video to you and you're just a number to her. I don't think she, like, 90 whatever million people she has as followers, you really expect her to become like close friends with every single one of them? That's completely unrealistic.
Yeah, I actually saw I think it was a video or a tweet about somebody talking about how it's not when you're not when you're famous, but when you when you gather a big following of people, keep in mind that sure the entertainer is going to be happy that they have this many people who enjoy their content, but you need to keep in mind they're not your friends.
Yeah.
They're not your friends. Like it's sad to say that your favorite content creator won't be your best friend, but you support it's a give and take relationship, just as you said. You give them a follow, you give them a like, you share their content. That gives them a plus. It's a plus for them. And then in return, they give you the content that you followed, you liked and shared for. And so when she I think it's harsh to say, it's a harsh reality that you that as a follower, let's say I'm a follower, that to say that I'm a number. I'm just one number out of a million. And after this backlash, a bunch of people unfollowed her because of this. But I feel like this is just a truth that people can't come to terms with. Like obviously in different platforms like let's say Twitch or YouTube, you can donate money
And there's
to
more of a
get
connection there because
exactly.
for Twitch specifically, that's live. The streamer sees you, and you while you see the streamer. And then for stuff where you just post videos, it's you know the creator more than the creator knows you because you get to see so much more about the creator than they do of you.
And uh, it's just like it's and you I don't think anyone could reasonably I personally think it's impossible, and I think a lot of people can agree with me. It's impossible to develop a friendship with over not even 90 million, a million people, 100,000 people.
Even 1,000 people, that is very difficult to have a relationship with every single one of them.
Yeah, and so you shouldn't be offended when obviously you can be offended because she devalued you, but that's just the harsh truth.
At a certain point, you have to think, am I really that close to her to where I need to feel offended that
You
she
can
doesn't know me or doesn't acknowledge me?
you can take pride in the fact that you're a supporter
Yeah.
of what's called of a content creator. That's definitely something to be prideful in. And I, as a content creator, if you don't what's called acknowledge this, then you're definitely just a horrible person because they're
Hmm.
taking time. They genuinely find your content entertaining, but you just don't acknowledge the fact that there are people who will go out of their way to go out of their way, take time out of their day to support you, whether it be through just like a simple follower, like or actually donate money.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
from what I know, Charlie hasn't done that. She's made videos for her fans, especially when her parents her parents aren't in agreement to making these videos. But she does it for her fans, and that doesn't that makes her a good person. I personally believe that makes her a good person.
Yeah.
But to to deem her as a bad person because she said she viewed you as a number when her
She
following
didn't
is
even
that
claim
big.
that either. She just
Exactly.
talked about a goal and people just took it and ran.
Yeah, it's like she's not. I don't believe she's a bad person.
No, no.
Her speaking of her maybe it's debatable whether or not how she said it'd be crazy if I hit 100 million followers
Like,
at
no
the
one
same
knows her
time.
true intentions with that line, but from what you
Yeah,
can hear, it's clearly a goal,
exactly.
her
It's a goal.
not her lowering the value of her followers.
Like I guarantee you, if any of us were well, not I can't guarantee you, but
If any
if
of us
you
were in
were
that situation,
exactly like if you were to grow that exponentially in the span of I'm gonna say
seven,
10,
10 months,
7 to 10 months, I don't think it's not over ambitious of you to aim for 100 million followers. It's not. It's perfectly
exactly.
based on despite it being like an insane amount of growth that only happens once in a blue moon. Based on how what's it called based on how much you've grown, it's reasonable.
Yeah,
So sure, it's a big number, but if you compare it to like a YouTuber who's like, okay, guys, I'm gonna try to push 5K in 6 months. I'm trying to push 5K from they're at 10K subscribers. I'm gonna try to push 5K in 6 months. And based on their growth, they're gaining like 100 followers they're getting 100 followers every 2 days. I'm not amazing at math, but if that's the following trend of how much they're growing, that makes sense.
yeah,
But if in Charlie's sense, if she's getting 10 million followers every 3 months, then it's kind of it makes sense. It's a reasonable goal to set,
yeah.
but people are blowing this out of
I
proportion.
think people are just blindly hating because they don't think that someone like this or someone like her should have had such the blow up that she did. Like
Yeah.
10
That,
months and over 99 million people following her. That's an insane amount of growth.
yeah, it's actually wild.
I
You're
think
like, oh
people,
my god, she's
I
just
guess
dancing.
probably think she doesn't deserve it, but you have to take in she still put in work to do what she did.
Mhm.
Like there was
It's
like
not,
it wasn't just
she
magically given to her.
yeah, she just like didn't appear on the internet.
Yeah.
It's like boom followers, right? That's she worked for it.
Yeah, it's like
And how much what's it called? Not how much.
I think it's
Uh
jealousy. I really think
yeah,
it's
it's definitely
jealousy
jealousy.
that
Like
most of these
obviously,
people are like attacking her because they're jealous that they don't have that following.
where it's like the whole idea of, oh my god, girl does dance. Oh my gosh, a million followers. I
I
love
know.
it. Like it's so easy to hate on that, right?
And then the
But
app she's using, it's literally the simplest app to get famous off of because you don't need to make insanely long, super high quality content. You just need to make content that people will enjoy. It's kind of like the early days of YouTube. No one really made that high quality of content, but since it was content people enjoyed, that's how these creators grew so large.
yeah, I can say there are definitely like a ton of accounts I follow that I'll see them on my For You page. I'll see a video that they posted, and it was just genuinely funny,
Yeah.
and it blew up. A hundred, like not 100 million, but like a million likes, right?
Yeah.
And then I go to their account, 50 followers.
Yeah. You
Like
never know what could
you can
happen.
get big. Exactly. You can like this is like a very easy platform. You could say it's like an easy confidence booster for those with not as high self-esteem.
Yeah, those that want to express themselves.
Exactly, right? You're not going to be you don't need to you don't need to invest a lot of time
Or
into
money
getting
at all. Like,
or
just
exactly.
prop up your phone, do whatever you want to do, and like
Do the renegade,
it could pop
renegade,
off.
tell a funny joke,
Yeah, do
do
a
a
skit,
backflip. I don't do this exactly. Do a skit. Talk for an hour about literally nothing,
and you could
and then
pop off.
exactly. And it's just like maybe it's convenient for Charlie that I believe she was also on Musically as well before, but
Hmm.
maybe that following carried over. But
Possibly, but I don't really know about that whole
yeah,
history.
yeah. But it's fair to say that she could have just gotten lucky.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
at the start, but from where she is now, it's easy to tell that people like her content. A
Yeah,
decent amount of people do. So to say that what she has is undeserved is it's not justified.
yeah. It's you can't really change what people think, but it's definitely not a good way of thinking that oh this person has a goal in mind. Yep, doesn't like us.
Like,
Doesn't make sense.
not at all.
Well, anyways, we've hit 47 minutes, 48 minutes actually. So I think this is a good place to cut it off for the week. We're gonna get a guest next week, so we could probably go on for maybe an hour and a half, maybe,
Hopefully.
probably,
We'll see.
but we'll see.
Depending on how-
Anyways, thank you for listening, and we will see you next Friday.